What's up guys, it's now Monday morning, the weekend's just gone. There wasn't any MG work, unfortunately, but because of all the other projects that everyone else has got going on the channel, you will notice that this video is one of Gregor's other projects that's going on. So it's going to be split up into playlists now, so it's not just the Turbo MGB GT going on. There is obviously the budget boosted build, which is the Gregor's NB Miata, and also Gregor's Landrover, Series 2 Landrover, which is what this week's video is going to be about. So obviously, as you'll see, if I put it, I'm going to put it into different playlists just so it kind of doesn't make it a mess. Which is like the MG, Lebo's VR6, the IS200, which you haven't seen yet, giving it away, the Series 2, and obviously the budget Miata build, and then probably my build at some point on my MX-5 Miata stroke thing. So sit back, enjoy. This is Gregor's work on his Series 2. See you later.
Good afternoon, YouTube. Here in my garage. So I've just put the grill up on the wall for the old Discovery. Here with me today, I'm about to change the studs on the manifold and the inlet, because when you do a 200 TDI conversion to route the exhaust easier, you put a 300 TDI turbo on. And one of the things you have to do is change the studs, because the studs are shorter on a 200, which means the manifold's thicker on the 300. So I've ordered the studs are here, just here. I'm just going to show you how to do it quickly. So here we have my Landrover. She's a 1968 Series 2A. Station wagon, so just excuse the light, and the mismatched paint. The other side is painted. I need to paint this side. I did have the door on a while ago, so that's why this is not painted. Of course, got to have MX-5 seats in. They do suit the truck quite well, with them being tan. You know, everything's MX-5 based on this page, but who cares? They're great cars, so why not use them? See, it should have windows back here in this panel here, but I prefer the look with just a solid panel. Excuse the garage, it is a tip. I've just moved everything over. This is the first time I've had a garage, so you know, just trying to get everything sorted. Tempted to leave the swing beige and just make it sort of look a bit old and tatty. Like, it's not a restoration, more of a recommission. So 200 TDI with the 300 TDI turbo, just so it's easier to route the exhaust, which will be in a later video. Once I get an exhaust kit for it, we'll make an exhaust up. And then I've retained the Discovery radiator and intercooler, obviously, because it's turbo. Originally this was a 6-cylinder, so it was a big engine, hence why the engine sits quite far back. The wiring I need to sort out as well, but again, future videos. Right, time to move on to the next bit. I've got the tools all out ready, so there we go. So we got 17, 15, 13 ratchet and a 15mm socket. Right, let's get started. Right, let's get started. So I'm probably going to try and get the inlet off first, just because it's a bit easier. Right, so most of the bolts are out of the manifold now and the turbo. There is a really awkward one right on the bottom of the manifold, which I managed to get an extension through and to the bolt and crack it off. You can do it with a spanner, and again I could remove the wing to make my life easier, but it's a bit of a ball ache, especially this point here, like trying to get the bolts here. You know, you need 3 hands like most mechanics need, but obviously I just struggle without it. Most of the bolts aren't really that tight, so we'll crack on. Yeah, so a bolt down here is really awkward to get to. I've got it off, so hopefully, if I've remembered where all the bolts are. What if I did this one at the top here? I could undo the turbo lines, but they're flexes, and I'm not really going to have the turbo for too long, hopefully. Try and get this gasket off. Right, let's check that I've got the right one. Hopefully this new gasket is a lot better. I say it beats having a paper one. See, this one's gone very brittle. See that? Should be loads better. When anyone says to you Landrovers don't leak oil, they're lying, or it's run out of oil. Landrover's already marked its territory on the freshly painted garage floor. Should have grabbed some brake cleaner just to make this job a bit easier and quicker. Right, so cleaned it up best I can. Now to get the old studs off. Now, best trick for this is to put 2 nuts on. Now I won't have to change this stud or this stud because they're already long enough. So I'll have some spares, which is always good to have. Just put my gloves on. I think this is about my 5th engine I've had in the Landrover. Kept changing my mind on what to have. Now, I did have a tractor engine in this before, which was a Perkins, which is it was found in a Massey Ferguson combine harvester, I believe. So any of you tractor fans out there will know. Probably gonna have to try and find another 17. There we go. Anyway, You can roughly see the length of them. There's not much between them, but that makes a difference. So now I'm going to apply a bit of Loctite to that and whack her in. Right, so that's good. Shift the manifold out of the way a little bit, try not to break any oil return pipe. Right, so it's the manifold back on. Just need to clean the inlet manifold and stick it all back together. Right, so turbo manifold's on. It's all bolted up now. The last two are a bit awkward, but luckily I can get to them from inside the truck. I can get the ignition bit through the transmission tunnel, because the transmission tunnel all bolts out. It made that easier. Otherwise, I don't think I would have got them. Right, so that's the inlet turbo back on, as you can see, and yeah, you'll see me tomorrow. It's the Cars and Coffee that Nathan's organised. Hopefully it's another good turnout, because it was the first time, so I'll see you then, and hopefully should be working on the Landrover again soon, because I keep working on the Mazda and the Landrover's getting neglected. So it needs to be done this year. I keep saying this year, but it actually needs to be done. So I'll see you later. Peace.